Sounds. I'm your local musical shit show, here to bring you all things in Canadian metal, including Ryfield Studios Festival at the Whiskey Pit this year. We're doing this a little bit early because you got to get out and support your local scene, and that's exactly why we're here at 6 instead of 7, because these guys want to get to a show. But we're going to talk about the ones that they're doing first. So please introduce yourselves.
You go first.
Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Thank you so much. I'm Chris. I play bass and pro sector.
Joe plays guitar.
Okay.
I don't. Okay.
I'm Steve, and I make Cookie Monster noises.
Awesome. Yes, you do. The three of you, could you please move your camera like 1 inch closer to you, because your sound is just barely picking up what you guys are saying, so you're cutting in and out.
How about now?
Can you hear me now? I mean, you guys, everybody can hear me.
Yep. Yep.
Perfect. I got a little bit of a delay on you guys. Nice and clear.
I think we got the delay too. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, fuck, man. Welcome to Sofa City. I'm super stoked to have you guys here. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to Ryfield for putting you guys on the bill so I could get your interview earlier, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing that too. Like, we've been there the last couple of years. We haven't played there yet. We've attended the festival, so we're stoked to actually be playing it this year.
Yep. Yeah, it's one hell of a fucking time, man. And for $25, you get free camping, free parking, bring your own food, bring your own booze. This year they're doing food. Like, how do you go wrong? And look at the lineup so far. Look at the lineup so far. Right? It's insane.
Yeah,
and then they just added you.
A close on that. It's definitely a lineup this year, so excited to be playing it.
It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. When I saw that you guys, like, I've been holding in this interview for weeks, and when I saw you guys were on the bill, I was fucking stoked. I was so excited. You guys became one of my favorite.
What's that? Sorry?
The headliner's coming in a couple more weeks. No, I said you guys became one of my favorite bands really fast.
How come?
Well, I did your show. I did the door at your show at the bank, and I was just fucking blown away. I was. You guys are one of the heaviest bands I've seen in a long time, and it's refreshing to see that it's still out there. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We all work with stellar fucking bands in this industry, but you guys just, you make some noise and people hear it, definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate those words.
Definitely. And it's recorded. Everybody heard it. So
out there.
It's true. People really do feel that way about you. So, but I like, where do you guys want to start? Do you guys want to start where you started? Do you guys want to start with what's fucking brand new for you guys right now? Like,
that's a good question for Chris.
So he dictates everything. No, we don't. Well, I guess like we got our EP out, our intend to check that out. We haven't. Yeah, that's our newest release. Other than that, we don't like. We started writing the next thing, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. Other than say it is happening. There will be more pro sector in the near future. It's happening.
That's awesome.
Then we got a few shows. We got the Welsh show July 13th at the bank with Pound of Flesh, Order and Entry, and Threats and Type. Then we got Ryfest after that. Ryfest August 10th, so that'll be right after. We've got a show in London at Palisade August 31st. So if you're in and want to check out the show, definitely come to Palisade. And I've got one other show that's not announced yet, so I probably shouldn't mention too much about that. But that's about it for us right now.
Right on. Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for the July 13th show. That's going to be a fun fucking show. And the lineup's killer, too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We've put out a few times. Pound of Flesh and Order Entropy as well. They're a local band to us.
Right on. Yeah, that'll be the first time that I get to. Actually, I think it'll be the first time that I get to host all of these bands. So that'll be awesome. I did do the door for the show that you guys did the last time you were at the bank, but Stuck in Neutral put that show together, I think.
I think so.
They're fucking killer too.
Yeah,
they just did my show at the market. Oh yeah, yeah, they blew everybody away. So yeah, no, that's awesome. So okay, so how did you guys start? How did you guys get together?
You can say some things. You're sitting there quietly.
Played in a band with Chris and Joe before this band, and that kind of died off. So Chris and I kept writing, and Steve jumped on everything, and so we put together where we actually needed to play it. We pieced it together with Taylor, Joe, and went from there. But I think we released a few songs before I even met Steve. Probably 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I think we released 4 or 5 songs actually before I even met Steve. We write and recorded everything remotely, or just Chris and I kind of recorded stuff and then send it out, and Steve would go record some. So yeah, I didn't meet him until we were like ready to play shows.
Cool.
Chris didn't want to risk scaring me away until he knew I was committed by introducing me to Justin, so they kept him at a distance for the first bit.
Oh yeah.
Then
well,
Joe,
it seems like everything you guys have done. Pardon?
With Joe, he played bass in the last band. Chris played drums. He didn't want the drums anymore, so he said, "I'm playing bass." He told Joe, "You're gonna don't have a band playing, I guess." And then when we needed a drummer, I'm not sure how. I think a mutual friend with Tim. We just sent him stuff and said, "Come play it," and I think being one band for him isn't enough. 2 or 3.
Shout out to Glasslong, by the way.
Right on. Awesome. Yeah, you guys are all super busy, and like everything that you guys have done up until now to get to where you are has been fucking fantastic too. So like you guys have definitely put your stamp on the scene for sure. What's your writing process like?
I will write like instrumental between me and Justin, and then kind of have a rough idea, send that off to Steve, and he'll write some rough vocals, and then that's our demo at that point, and we just kind of build off of it from there. And we record everything ourselves as well, so it's pretty simple to just get everything done without having to stress about paying money to go to a studio or having someone else deal with making our music for us, basically.
Yep. Yeah.
You incorporate
to do it all yourself.
Feedback or kind of influences. Mm-hmm. We're trying to let's do theme or some references, and then we'll write to that. And so we're trying that we did that for the Impending, and we're doing that for the next song. But for anything we've released, writing it organically in a room happens. That's just not how we do it.
No, well, I mean, all processes are different, right? And if it works for you guys, then why not continue on doing what works versus trying to change it up or do something that's not how you guys flow, right? Because then your music doesn't flow. Right. If you guys don't properly, right? Then once you record it, you can hear it in your music. You can hear it in any band's music, whether or not the bands are getting along or they flow well or they record well or whatever when they're playing, because you put your feeling into that, right? And if you're not feeling up to it, you're not going to hear yourself properly. So, Steve, how did you figure out that you could fucking shake the floor like you do with your voice?
Oh, geez. I think when I was 16, 17. So yeah, like 15 years ago.
Right on.
I just started like, I kind of, I discovered metal pretty late. I was into like in high school, I was into like Motley Crue and Nirvana and Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff like that. Faith No More,
Yep.
that sort of stuff. And then I discovered like Slipknot and the Black Dahlia Murder and stuff like that. And I just started, I didn't know anything about technique or anything like that. I just started yelling in my car basically on my way to and from work, or when I was supposed to be working at Walmart, I'd be sitting in my car smoking a doobie and screaming along to the first, the first good Slipknot album, the 1999 one.
Yep.
And I've been in, oh geez, probably like 6 or 7 bands since then. Just, slowly over time, kind of trying to make my own sound, and went from like a band in the Sault Ste. Marie called State of Misery, I think was my first one.
Cool.
And I went to like the Valentine's Day Massacre, which had a little bit more of like a thrashy meets deathcore sort of vibe. So I kind of introduced like a little bit more high screams and stuff. That's when I started trying to do that sort of stuff. Before that, it was just kind of yelling. And then that fell apart, and then I found, a couple other bands, but like Death Charger was one, and kind of cut my teeth to, I wouldn't say touring, but like we played every weekend for like 2-3 years, just all around GTA. Until that kind of fizzled out. And then eventually one of these guys hit me up and we kind of rubbed shoulders. Oh, sorry. No, I forgot about Skylines. Oh shit. So then I found Skylines, and then those were really good dudes, and I miss them. And we played mostly like London and surrounding areas. And I tried to introduce some like singing elements into it from there. I actually ended up taking like vocal lessons and just trying to, to isolate that chaos a little bit better than I had previously, to somewhat mixed results. But I'm pretty proud of everything I'd done up to that point. And eventually found these guys, and we just, like Justin was saying, we had a few demos before we introduced our first album.
Right.
And we kind of settled on like, I would call it like the Pro Sector sound, where it's like, it's a little creepy, it's really heavy, it's as slow or as fast as it needs to be. You know what I mean? And we're just trying to inject as much like feel and, I hate to use it again, but like creepiness into it. Like we all love like horror movies and that sort of vibe, and just trying to bring that across into our sound was really important. And I think we kind of found it with that first EP, Cause of Death, and we furthered it, in my opinion, with Impending, where, if I know nobody knows what I'm saying or reads the lyrics, but if you did, you'd see it's some pretty great subject matter if you're a fan of the horror genre. And we're kind of just continuing off that momentum right now, and it's been great. I've been loving the ride, loving the people. Even if 3 to 5 people come to a show, but all 3 of those 5 people are happy. I would just like to thank anybody that's come up to any of us after our shows and been like, oh my God, like that was awesome, or that was crazy, or hey, you guys were totally mediocre at all. Like I appreciate it all. It really, it's a thankless job. I've said before, in some regards, it's not even really a job, but it can be thankless being in a local band, but every single person that comes up and gives me that sort of sentiment makes it all worth it, makes me want to keep going, even as I'm knocking on the door of 35 now. I appreciate it all so much, and I'm just here and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Yeah, that's well, and we live every day, right? So why not enjoy every day that we live? And you guys are obviously doing things that you love, which makes things go by easier, especially with the way things are right now.
Life can change quick. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. So, and like you said, you guys have that creepy horror sound to you, but I think that's what makes it unique. That's what makes you guys stand out, just a little bit more than everybody else. And I mean, all the bands we work with are amazing, and I always feel like I have to say that because I know somebody's listening to me. So I know other bands are listening. But you guys definitely did, like I said, became one of my favorites fast. When I saw you guys at the bank, you guys made the fucking floor shake.
That would have been Karate Chris mostly.
So yeah, and like when I saw you guys, like I was on my way out the door right as the show was ending, and I had to come and say hi. And I mean I was bouncing off the walls at that point. I was super hyper, but no, I had to come and say hi. You guys, along with your music, you guys are all down to earth fucking killer dudes. So which adds to how good you guys are. So right on. Awesome. Wow, what's next? I don't know. I had so many questions I wanted to ask you guys when I first saw you backstage. Now I'm like, fuck, man, all of it's gone. Influences. What influences you that's not normal? Like, what are your out of the ordinary influences that people wouldn't think you guys listen to that you love? Mine's Cher.
No, right on.
Yeah, I fucking love her. I own every album.
Influences that affect our music, or just the music we listen to?
Either. How about we make it a two-part question? What influences all of you guys that's out of the ordinary? And then what is it that makes you guys who you are as a band?
I don't know if it's out of the ordinary, but like Steve was saying, we get a lot of influences from things that aren't necessarily even music related, like horror, for example, or different movies. Like we're working on a project right now that's going to be all video game themes. So like we're drawing this from video games and different samples and theme songs for games and things like that. So I don't know if it's necessarily out of the ordinary, but I don't see a ton of bands doing that. So
yeah, no, that's cool.
For me, it's stuff that influences my playing would be stuff that's in this genre. I mean, I'm more deathcore kind of influence. Like all the stuff I listen to would be Lorna Shore, There's Murder, Signs of the Swarm, Disembarkment, like stuff that we don't write stuff like that, and it doesn't necessarily influence my playing, but that's what I listen to on a normal basis. Or it can go all the way over to like Contortionist, Tesseract. I don't necessarily write stuff like that either. So I think my writing and what I listen to is completely separate.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably the same way. Like I like to listen to like Protest Hero a lot, for example. That's one of my favorite, but like I don't think my writing reflects that in any way necessarily. So I don't know. Some things I like doesn't mean necessarily I'm getting influenced with my writing. I'm like subconsciously, but I don't feel like I am necessarily.
Right on.
Yeah, I'd love to write
What's your
10-minute songs,
name?
so we don't do that.
Well, what was that?
Oh, I just asked what your kitty's name was.
Cavity.
What the fuck?
It's a cat from the musical Cats. It's
I don't know that.
it's the protagonist. Cavity. Mac and Keys. Mac Attack. Mac. We
right on. Oh, that's unfortunate.
He's got a good.
Now he's a slightly less abused cat.
Yeah, I just actually adopted him.
Well, hold on. He hid out for a week, and now he's comfortable. And now he's that typical orange cat energy, and he's wild. He's 2 years old. I literally said at one point to my girlfriend, it makes sense why he was abused now.
Yeah, no, I also own an orange cat that he was abandoned in a box at Value Village, And it took him about 2 weeks to get comfortable here. And same thing, he's your typical orange cat now. That's all I have to say about
Yeah. No, he's good. My cat died at home like a few months ago. It was nice to feel ready to not replace her, but have my own pet again.
Yep. To welcome a new one into the home. We foster older cats, and I just lost my 20-year-old in September, and he was the only cat in this house that was actually my cat. So I absolutely understand how you feel about being ready to have another one in the house. It takes time. So,
Yeah, that was my
but he's cute.
pet, so.
So what about you, Taylor? You haven't had too much to say since we started this interview. What?
I don't.
What's?
I
I'm gonna.
don't know about the.
Otherwise, ours.
A lot of this is cutting out for me, so I'm in silence.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
What I can hear.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a delay or I don't know if it's just like phone
Probably
speakers.
our
I
internet.
know on my phone it does that too. It takes a second to be able to hear the sound. I start talking and then the sound comes out. So
Yeah, like it goes
Elmer,
through,
so the internet's probably not ideal here.
because I have full service. Like,
for
some reason when
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's okay though. We can let people try to guess what we're saying. Well, it's been a fun interview so far. I was super stoked to have you guys on, and I'm glad that I got you guys earlier than we originally had booked. When Steph said she was releasing you guys today, I was like, oh, that's awesome, because that's like 3 weeks before I have them booked in for interviews. So that's cool. So right on. Well, where can we find you guys on social media? Where can we find all your merch and your music and stuff?
Oh, our merch, you basically got to come out to the show. We don't have anything set up online for that, but like we're on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like we're on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, all the other fun ones. So basically, wherever you're using social media, you can find us.
Cool. Awesome. Right on. Yeah, I like that that you have to go to your show to get that. Wow. That turned sideways fast. I had no problem spitting out questions and talking, and now all of a sudden I can't get a word out to save my life. I think it's really cool that you guys are saving your merch for shows. I like that bands are doing that, especially good bands, because that means that you're going to have people come out, grab your shit, watch your show, have the floor shipped underneath them.
The cost of shipping. Like it's ridiculous to even to ship something. It costs the same amount as the actual item you're shipping, basically. So you ship a $20 shirt, it's like $20 for shipping as well.
Yep.
It's not worth it. Honestly, like we don't think, at least.
Yeah.
Even
No,
merch
no,
trying to ship into the States too.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
shipping between Canada and the States is ridiculous.
So bad.
It is. Now I can say I'm fortunate living in Niagara Falls. We can get PO boxes just on the other side of the border and
nice.
pick things up, and it's a lot cheaper, right?
Mhm.
But I still got to pay the fucking $10 to get over to the States and back. So is it really cheaper? Right? So yeah, no, it's you said you guys were in Elmer. Is that where all of you guys are right now?
Right now, we are in Elmer right now. We call ourselves London, but none of us actually. Joe's from London, but we're in Elmer right now with Justin. There's from Tilsonburg, right? Somewhere around there, and then Steve's and Rod. So like we're kind of all spread out right now.
Right on. Awesome. So do you like, what's your, oh, that one's gone. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Like I said, I had all these questions lined up, and then it was like, yeah, no. And this is again why I do this off the hop like I do. So all of it is genuine. You get to see all the mistakes, you get to see all the fuck ups, you get to see all the good conversations and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't really know what to ask you guys. Who's your favorite superhero? Like, we got out all the stuff that we needed to, all the important stuff where you guys are playing and shit. But like, now let's get to know you guys.
Yes, Ryfield. I said Rodney.
Did you say Rodney?
Yeah, I'm from Rodney.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
I couldn't afford a house in London, so I managed to scrape by and get one in Rodney. So that's where I've been based for the last 3 years.
Is it quiet out there? Like, is it like
until my music starts playing? I'm seriously probably the loudest one on the street. I'm sure my neighbors all hate me.
I live in an apartment building, and I have a drum kit in my living room, so I understand.
All right, guys. You're going to have to come out and party sometime.
So, oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, superhero. What's your favorite one?
Does Guts from Berserk count as a superhero? Because kind of.
Sure. Is he your hero?
Yeah, I mean, he's up there.
Oh, well. Then, yeah, sure. Let's sure. Then yes. What about you guys?
Batman. The answer.
I love Batman. Batman's my favorite.
I'm always a big fan of Spider. Yeah.
Right on. What about you, Taylor?
I'm your hero. Yeah, you're my superhero.
I'm Chris's superhero.
Wow, I'm really superhero on the show. Awesome. This changes the whole dynamic. Now I have more questions.
What about Joe? Who's Joe's superhero? He's been pretty quiet over there.
Yeah, he has been pretty quiet.
I said Batman.
2 Batman and 2 Spider-Man, basically.
Who's the tiebreaker?
Well, he said Justin.
Oh,
He said Justin.
right, you're right. you did. Right on. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtles?
Oh, that's gotta be Raphael.
Raphael? Come on.
Donatello.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Donatello or Leonardo.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna agree though because he's my brother.
Right on. Awesome. So, we did this show early tonight so that you guys could get out and support some more locals. Who are you guys going to see tonight?
Polluted, Falls for Elderly, and another band I can't remember off the top of my head. It wasn't a band from. It's at Palisade though. Palisade 8 o'clock, I think. 3 shows. Go to that.
Awesome. Right on. I got to interview Polluted a few months ago, probably close to half a year ago now, and they were fucking dynamite to interview. They were so fun. So
yeah,
that's right on.
Yeah, they're cool guys.
And Falls
we played with them for at the Kill Room in Hamilton. This skate park was there.
Cool. Right on. That's awesome. What other fun venues have you guys played?
Well, obviously the bank. Like that's got to be our favorite venues right now. That's one of our favorites.
Sweet.
Rum Runners is pretty
Yeah,
good.
and Rum Runners, Palisade. That was Maxwell's. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maxwell's is cool.
Yeah.
I missed the Kill Room, though. That place was special for the limited time it was open.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, that was definitely a different type of venue.
For sure. A very underground feeling.
Yeah.
It closed down.
It had a very 90s DIY feeling to it.
Yeah. Big time.
So
Yeah, that's definitely DIY.
well, and that was the best at that place, I think.
Go in behind
the first,
dumpster and figure it out.
right? The very first show I saw was in the basement of a bong shop, and I was 13 years old. And the store was called Sloth. And I saw the Sick Boys and the Screaming Beavers.
The Screaming Beavers.
Yeah. Yeah, the Sick Boys and the Screaming Beavers. I feel like I was younger than 13. I might have been like 11 or 12 years old.
That might be the second best band name I've ever heard. The
It's-
first being Destroylet.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right?
That's awesome. That's pretty good. So yeah, that was my first taste of live music, and then my best friend's mom took me to a Sloan show, and here I am interviewing you guys now, 30 years later.
How far you have fallen.
I or how high I have climbed. How you look at it, like perspective is everything.
Oh yeah.
So, but I've seen mosh pits where you guys play; they're pretty nuts. So, yeah, no, it's interesting how your music changes over the years from when you first get into it to now. Like, War Pigs is the reason that I'm a metalhead, and I don't even listen to 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Well, unless it's Motley Crue. Metal anymore. Now I'm like now it's all the indie super heavy, the heavier the better, and the more independent, the more you guys are doing it yourselves, the more blood that comes out of your own fingers, the more I want to listen to it, and the more I want to put it on anywhere I possibly can and have people listen to it. Like I really love that fucking raw energy that all of these bands, especially, bands like you guys, all the raw energy you guys have, because you're putting everything into it because it's what you got, right? It's all you got. And I like that a lot more than this, well, let's run it through the auto tune and let's make it sound like this and let's put all these, things that aren't necessary into our music. So
Right.
it's interesting how it changes over time. What were your first concerts?
Mine was
3
Avril
Days
Lavigne,
Grace
so I don't know if I-
and Motley Crue.
That's
Not
awesome.
in trade.
Oh, come on.
What the hell, man?
We got all day. I think that was your first heavy show. Was your first show though? Not your first heavy show. I don't remember.
Give Joe a break.
Any
You gotta think
show.
back to like
First
the
show.
1800s.
Just think, what were the big bands in World War II? That's all you
Yeah.
Probably the Beatles for Joe.
Yeah. Some stupid country band. I can't remember.
Well, my first show was Sloan, so
Many years ago.
right on.
You were probably asked to play ACDC.
I wish. Sit by the camera, right?
What's a band that every single person in the world loves that you guys don't?
Protector.
Oh. No, we like
Beast Boys.
a lot of stuff. I don't think they really dislike a lot, especially within the metal genre. Like, it's not all the stuff necessarily.
Definitely Taylor Swift.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I'm on that trip.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't like country.
Yeah, okay. None of us are country fans, so basically that entire genre you could mark off.
Right on.
Especially bubblegum.
Sure, go home, right? Yeah, I'm not there's a few songs here and there, but country is pretty much a write-off for me too. I
Say
don't know.
country.
I've thrown a few different types of shows, and I find that country is the most difficult. Karen says, you guys fucking rock. Thank you, Amanda and Pro Sector, for introducing my little guy to live metal music a couple months ago in Welland. Well, Kieran, you guys were fucking amazing to meet at the door, and July 13th, we're doing it all over again, so you should bring them out again.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We're the one that
definitely.
brought the lanyard and a little bit of merch too. I remember
I think so.
meeting some their child there that's pretty young, so we gave him a bunch of merch because we have our own kids and I was pretty pumped with that. So I'm like, take some free merch. You're young. This is.
I feel like that Kieran might be it. His little guy was maybe 2 or 3. He's
that might
like
have you then. I remember
little. He's very little. So hopefully Kieran's still watching.
Hey,
and he doesn't know how old his little is. So,
Learn from Christianity.
handed him a bunch of
When
merch.
they're young.
Here you go.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And that's how we pull them in, right? He says he protects that lanyard with his life, and I've tried taking it.
I just handed them all out, and I said, just pick the color you want. Bring your kids to a show, then you just gotta treat kids like, our own. So we get.
Yeah, no, I get it. I got an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, and their first shows were Slipknot and Iron Maiden. So,
That's awesome.
yep.
We
And those were their first shows, but the first bands that both of my kids saw live were Fear and Centuries of Decay. Because those were the bands that opened up the Iron Maiden show and the Slipknot show at the River Bar. So that was their first taste of music. So that's really cool that you guys did what you did for Kieran and gave his kids some merch, because you guys are the band that he's going to talk about when he's 40 years old that caused him to have the musical history that he will have. Right? So that's awesome. That's fucking cool that you guys did that. So, right on. Well, I won't keep you guys.
Daughter said our band her favorite band. My daughter says our band's her favorite band, and Cruel Intent as well. And coincidentally, Paul's been filling in shows with us while Steve's healing. So I keep telling her, hey, we're playing a show and Paul's filling in. Your best friend, Paul. And she wants to call him and say, good luck on your show today with my dad. It's just funny.
Yeah. It's a good feeling when your kids want to be involved in stuff like this. And it is. It's a great feeling. And it's fun when they get to be a part of the show and be a part of the things that you're doing. For my kid, it's Derek Nelson. He recorded her singing Jelly Rolls Save Me, and now he is her favorite person, and he will always be her favorite person. So, yeah, no, that's killer. That's awesome that you guys all have your kids involved too. Are all your kids super small?
It's just these two guys have kids. The rest of us don't have kids. We all got pets instead.
That we know of.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
So
3,
for me,
4.
it's, like me and Joe have kids, 3 and 4 years old, and we play in a band together. So, when we play a show, I'm playing with my brother and, Taylor. We've been friends for a while, and Steve and Chris. I've been friends with him for 10 years, probably. I think you can see if you watch this. You can see that synergy and that humor come out in our playing. Like, I don't know how many times I get on stage and I flip, Taylor off or fuck with them, and Steve runs around, slather one ass, just weird shit. Like, you can see we're metal and we're serious, but we aren't serious at all. Yeah. Like, we can't take ourselves seriously at all. That humor comes out when we play, and for me, that's fun. Yeah, we're gonna play the on stage and be metal and aggressive and mean, but it's like the humor comes out.
Yeah.
Talk to us for 2 minutes after, and you'll see we're not.
I find the heaviest bands are the softest humans. I do. I find the heaviest bands that I are all the sweetest people in the world. You guys are all like teddy bears and marshmallows. Right? You get on stage and sound like you're ready to kill somebody, but you get off stage and you guys wouldn't hurt a fly. And I like that dynamic. I think that's cool. What was that?
You get a positive outlet out of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. You can't fucking pay for therapy like this. Like, you can't. Well, I mean, you can, but not unless it's another heavy band that you're going to see versus a therapist. So, yeah. I think that's why I love metal so much too, because when it doesn't matter how you're feeling when you go into that show. When you come out, definitely. Well, I won't keep you guys too much longer because I know you guys are getting out to support some more locals, and that's important because that's how we keep our scene alive, along with bringing our kids to the shows and introducing them to what we love to do and the people that we love and the bands that we watch and stuff like that. We really are a huge community, or a huge family versus a community. And I love that about the metal scene. So that's right on. Well, we can find you guys on all the socials. We can find you guys at Monster Evening of Metal on July 13th at the Bank in Welland. You guys are playing Rye Field, and I'm so fucking excited. That's August 10th, $25 a ticket, free camping, free parking. You're fucking missing out if you're not there. We won't miss you, but you'll be missing out. That's for fucking sure. What else? You guys got fucking killer music all over the place. If we want your merch, we got to go to your shows. Support your fucking local scene, because we don't get to do the things that we do if you guys don't get out there and support everything that these bands are doing, and myself included. We all got to be there. So that being said, I have no idea who we're interviewing on Thursday. Next week is next week's my kid's graduation, so I'm off, which will be fun. Next Tuesday, well, you got to tune in to find out. Yeah, she's graduating grade 8, and it was like I was pregnant with her yesterday. So that'll be fun for you guys with kids to look forward to. Just know that I will be crying next Thursday, very much so. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be because she's beautiful and I'm proud of her and all that stuff. But she's growing up and I can't stop it. So, but on that note, you guys have a wonderful evening. I'm going to keep these guys backstage for 2 more minutes, but I won't keep you too long so that you guys can get to your show on time. We will see you on Thursday, most likely. Keep your eyes open for all the shows that we have going on. We have lots of stuff coming up. My next one is Dive Pub with Order and Entropy and Damn It Goldie on June 27th. We will see you there. It's $15 at the door. I will see you fabulous motherfuckers on Thursday.